Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you live in the US, especially in Connecticut, and are looking for affordable car insurance heading into 2026, this video is for you. We're going to walk you through 5 insurance companies that often show up when people search for cheap or budget-friendly auto insurance. But we're doing more than just naming them. We'll provide real data, show typical premiums, explain what drives the cost, and most importantly, help you decide which insurer might be best for you. Here are the 5 insurers: Geico, Amica Mutual Insurance, Kemper Insurance, Allstate, Travelers Insurance. We'll go in reverse order, starting at number 5, so we finish with the top pick. Ready? Let's jump in. Before we dive into each company, it's helpful to know why insurance costs vary so much between drivers and insurers. State and location matter a lot. Insurance premiums depend heavily on your state. Accident rates, theft statistics, population density, traffic, all affect the cost. California, for example, tends to have higher rates than many U.S. states. Your personal profile, age, driving history, credit, where allowed, vehicle type, coverage level, all of these influence what you pay. Coverage type, minimum liability-only coverage, is much cheaper than full coverage, liability plus collision plus comprehensive plus extras. Insurers' underwriting criteria and discounts. Some insurers price more aggressively, lower base rate, more discounts, especially for low-risk drivers. Others price higher, but may offer added value via service, flexibility, or coverage breadth. Because of these variables, what's cheap for one person might be expensive for another. That's why it's worth comparing, not just blindly trusting cheapest company lists. 5. Geico, the go-to cheapest for many drivers. According to a 2025 analysis specific to California, Geico offers among the lowest full-coverage auto insurance rates. For example, one source lists Geico's full coverage average at about US $19.19 per year, approximately $160 per month for the state. Compared to the average statewide full coverage premium, that's significantly cheaper. For many drivers, especially clean record, average car, typical coverage needs, Geico tends to deliver very competitive pricing. Why Geico stands out: broad availability, nationwide, aggressive pricing for many driver profiles, and a consistent record for being among the cheapest for full coverage in cost analyses. Good for drivers who want a reliable, low-cost policy, especially full coverage, and have a relatively normal or low-risk profile. What to check? As always, actual premium will depend heavily on driver history, zip code, vehicle, coverage limits, so your quote may vary significantly from the average. 4. Amica Mutual Insurance, lower slightly in price sometimes with strong service. Amica Mutual is a long-established insurer, founded in 1907, and known for strong customer service, generally solid financial stability, and a variety of auto, home, life, and umbrella insurance products. According to one recent review, Amica's full coverage policy average nationally is somewhat higher than the lowest cost insurers, around $23.71 per year, as you're the cheapest. E.g. Geico, Amica offers discounts, for example, for bundling auto plus home, multi-vehicle, safe driving, etc. Why may it be worth it? If you value good customer service, financial stability, and possibly insurance packages, auto plus home or other coverage, also for certain driver profiles or needs, multi-car household, multiple policies, their discounts may make it more affordable than it appears at first glance. Good for drivers who care about service quality, want to bundle policies, and don't mind paying a bit more for extra stability and flexibility. What to check? Amica isn't always the cheapest, so for drivers primarily focused on lowest price, there may be cheaper options. 3. Kemper Insurance, mid-range option with potential value depending on profile. According to one rate analysis source, for California full coverage, Kemper appears in the list of lower-cost insurers, though not at the very top. For example, its full coverage rate was listed among the more affordable ones, though above Geico. That suggests Kemper can be a reasonable pick if your driver profile or vehicle doesn't fit standard low risk, though precise pricing will vary a lot by zip code, driving history, and other factors. Why may Kemper be worth considering? For some driver profiles or coverage needs, it may provide better balance between cost and flexibility, potentially appealing to drivers who don't qualify for the absolute cheapest quotes, but still want decent rates. Good for drivers whose risk profile is average to somewhat elevated, but not extreme, or those who want to compare more than just the cheapest price. What to check? Because Kemper isn't always the cheapest, it's especially important to get a quote and compare with other insurers. 2. Allstate. Widely available, flexible, but often more expensive. For a national full-coverage auto policy, one recent report puts Allstate's average annual cost at roughly US $2509 per year, equivalent to approximately $209 per month, with liability only around $854 per year according to that same report. That is higher than the cheapest insurers like Geico, meaning Allstate tends to sit in the middle to upper range in terms of cost. Why someone might pick Allstate despite higher cost? Allstate is a large, established insurer with broad coverage options, broad availability, and potentially good brand recognition. For some people, this stability and convenience, especially if bundling with other insurance products, may justify the higher premium. Good for drivers who want a big-name insurer, broad coverage options, and possibly additional policy types, home, renters, umbrella, etc. What to check? If cost is your main concern, especially with a clean driving record, you may find cheaper coverage elsewhere. But if you value stability and multi-policy convenience, Allstate may still make sense. 1. Traveler's insurance. Strong value per cost, especially for many driver profiles. According to a review for California auto insurance, a full coverage policy from Travelers averages about US $22.99 per year, approximately $192 per month. That's close to the statewide full coverage rate, meaning that for many drivers, Travelers provides a relatively balanced option between price and coverage breadth. In some analyses, it's considered a good value pick. Additionally, Travelers supports bundling, auto plus home, renters, condo, umbrella, which may reduce overall costs if you need multiple policies. Why ranks number 1 in our list? Because it often offers a reasonable full coverage price, decent coverage options, and flexibility via bundling, making it a dependable, middle-of-the-road, but value-oriented insurer for a broad range of drivers. Good for drivers who want a balance, not necessarily the absolute cheapest, but stable coverage, reasonable price, and potential savings via bundling. What to check? As always, actual rates depend heavily on your driving history, zip code, vehicle, and coverage limits, so get a personalized quote. Who should pick which company based on your situation? Your profile needs. Recommended insurers from the 5. Why it fits. You want the lowest full coverage rate possible, have a clean record and average car? Geico. Historically among the cheapest in California for full coverage, $19.19 per year. You value good customer service, may bundle auto with home, renters, umbrella, and don't mind paying a bit more for extra stability and flexibility? Amica. Strong customer satisfaction, stable company, good bundling discounts. You have a mid-risk profile or want to compare a mid-range insurer beyond the cheapest? Kemper. Might offer balanced pricing depending on zip driver profile. You prioritize brand, broad availability, and possibly multiple insurance products despite cost. Allstate. Large national presence, many coverage options including home, auto, and life. You want a balance, reasonable full coverage price, decent coverage, and bundling potential. Travelers. Fairly priced with flexibility and reasonable coverage across many driver profiles. What cheap car insurance usually means and what to watch out for. It's very important to keep in mind. Cheap doesn't guarantee good value. A low premium may come with higher deductibles, limited coverage, or fewer extras like rental reimbursement or comprehensive coverage. Rate estimates, like we quoted above, use average driver profile assumptions. Your actual premium may be much higher or lower depending on driving history, zip code, vehicle value, credit where allowed, and coverage level. For lower-cost insurers, you might get fewer perks like fewer discounts or less flexibility, or policies making more bare bones. Insurance prices fluctuate. State-level changes, regulation, accident rates, industry trends, and your personal history can all change what's cheap at any given moment. Because of all these, you should always get multiple quotes from at least 3 to 5 insurers to compare side by side before committing. Looking for cheap car insurance in 2026? Maybe you're tired of overpriced policies or looking to save money in California. In this video, I'll break down 5 major insurers that often pop up as cheap, but not all of them are cheap for everyone. I'll show real data, typical premiums, and help you pick what's right for you. Segment 1. Why insurance rates vary. Quick explainer on how state, zip code, driving history, and coverage level impact costs.